All right, that looks good. That looks good. All right, once a few people get in here, we'll be underway. And we'll start on our Week 17 preview. There we go. Notification good. Hopefully everyone's having a good New Year's Eve, enjoying the night. I have no idea how many people are going to be in tonight. It could be a few, could be nobody. You never know. What's up, Logan? Skip badge. Bring this open. See you later, Fernando. You have a good rest of the night. Appreciate you stopping in for the like. Hello, Janelle. How's it going? Hopefully you're off to having a good evening. Hey, Martin. Happy New Year's. Well, Happy New Year's Eve anyway, right? Or what, like 2.5 hours away? Yeah, should be a fun little stream this evening. Should be going for a couple hours, and I'll probably get out of here around like 11:30. We just got some games to go over. Tomorrow should be a pretty good day. Some decent football, right? With a lot of playoff atmosphere. I do wonder if anyone's really going to pop in because it's really because it's going to be, there's all that college football shit going on tonight. So you never know. You never know. I don't know. Anybody really excited for tomorrow? I am. We Patriots play the Dolphins. I'm excited for that game. Hopefully the Patriots can get a win, but with all the injuries and all the players potentially out, it's I don't know. I think that offsets Tua being out, so we'll see how that actually plays out. There we go. Spelled that right too. Damn, slow stream to start. Hopefully people pop in. Da-da-do. So, just taking care of a few things before we get going. Usually like to wait a few minutes before we get started just in case people do decide to show up. This is awkward. No one's saying anything. Yep. Well, this will be a quick stream. I'll probably get through all the games in like 10 minutes, 30 minutes. If no one's going to talk back, that's fine. That's perfectly fine by me. We'll see if we have any major big changes. Go with something else. Go with a few other teams. Go with a few other picks. But I sort of doubt anyone's going to really pop by tonight. I was like, I don't know if I'm even going to stream. I don't think anyone's going to come. This channel is a ghost town on very specific days, and I doubt it's going to be very different tonight. So we'll see. We'll see if there's any reason to even stream. We're down to 2 people here, so I guess probably not. Guess people are a little too busy watching a college football game, which is pretty cringe. It's even the score in that game. No one's really talking about it. 21-21. Yeah, not bad. Well, at least it's a good game, so. Guess that means no one's really coming tonight, eh? Probably just gonna end this in like 5 minutes here if the numbers don't improve. You can just check out the pigs video if you want my picks. I'm not gonna do another pigs video for 2 people. It's like, all right, well. Looking like a slow evening. Yeah, doesn't look like it's happening tonight. We'll see though. We have a few more minutes before before I'm officially just gonna give up on this, but I don't know. Maybe just not the best night. What up, Van? Probably not going to be a stream tonight. There's like nobody here. There's like, I think you and Janelle are the actual only people here. So, I'm not too sure about doing this stream. Gonna give it a few more minutes and see if anyone actually pops in. What's up, Abe? Yeah, you said TCU. Michigan's defense just didn't do anything this afternoon. That was crazy. They just went, I guess this is a football game. Yeah, I'll give it a little bit. I'll give it a little bit, Van. We'll see. Yeah, that's pretty much part of the reason why I'm like, if it doesn't get going after like 10, 15 minutes, it's probably never going to get going. I have no ill will about it because I kind of was like, do I even bother going live tonight, or is anyone going to be here? Yeah, so it's like one of them things where it's like, doesn't get going, then I'm just going to go hang out. If it does, that'd be cool, and we can have a fun little stream. Yeah, I'm wondering if Harbaugh is going to wind up going to the NFL now. Or if he sticks around to try to finally get it right at Michigan and get that one thing, that big title out of the way. Colts are going to be looking for a coach like him. Broncos might be. Cardinals might be. I don't know if the Cardinals are going to pick out of college again, though. I think they might go for like an older style head coach. If they do end up letting go of Cliff Kingsbury, I don't really know how they're going to evaluate that one. What's up, Barry? How's it going? By the way, Happy New Year's Eve to everybody. Hopefully you're having a good evening. I appreciate you tuning in for however long you're able to. But yeah, Abe, you were probably the only person that was picking TCU on any kind of an upset. So that's pretty funny. Last year was the same. But it's like NFL teams need Jim Harbaugh to show he can do well on the playoffs before hiring him. Yep. Yeah, I don't really even know what happened with him in Indy what was it, Indy? No. Minnesota last year. Man, my fucking voice is bothering me. Hold on. Sorry about that. My voice is just it's like weird and scratchy. There we go. Now it's coming in. Now we're almost good. That was weird for a second. I was like, what the hell, dude? I feel like I sounded weird. But now we're back. We're underway. Things are better. So, I don't know. Him basically using the team's regular season success as a reason for him to be a head coach. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, with college football, it's kind of hard to evaluate what do you see as success and what do you see as like a failure. Is it like if you never win a national title, is that like a failure as a head football coach when there's like that SEC problem going on there? And I don't know. Or is the standard for like other conferences just getting into the playoffs, which is probably always going to be like super SEC heavy and biased? And I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot easier to evaluate NFL like coordinators if they're going to be good or not. Unless your name is Josh McDaniels. Eesh. You see Bill O'Brien's out from Alabama. Michigan got their pack smoked. Yeah, they did, Jags. Yeah, they did. Fair enough, then. I understand that. Yeah, I get that. To be fair to Michigan, they did lose like their star run it like piece of offense, but it is what it is. Plus, Michigan got like hosed on officiating all game. I don't know how much that matters in college football, but it seems like people are quite upset about the officiating in that one. So, I don't know. Don't know. I didn't really watch any of it, so I looked at the score a few times and went, "Oh wow, this is a crazy high score game." Even Georgia and Ohio State seems pretty high scoring. It's like 21 apiece. At least it was. Yeah, exactly. It's like I wouldn't hire Cliff Kingsbury. He might be a good OC, depending on where he goes. Bill O'Brien's probably about to be coming to New England. Look what he just put on Kansas State. We're ready for him, too. Only problem is if Alabama's going to fire Nick Saban and hire Bill O'Brien as their head coach. Worried about that. Yeah, they're 57-year-old quarterbacks out there balling. Crazy. No, I don't know how old he is. You know what's crazy? Like he's probably closer to my age than he is a lot of your guys' age, which is hilarious to think about. He's like older than Lamar Jackson, I'm pretty sure. Stetson Bennett, or whatever the hell his last name is. I think he's right about the same age as Josh Allen, or just a couple years younger. Yeah, let's move on to the games, right? We might as well just power through it, and yeah, we'll see how the stream does, right? If you haven't left a like, consider doing so. It's probably going to be our saving grace for getting people in here. But I already see we were at like 5, so you guys, I appreciate that. We're doing pretty good. All right, you ready? Cardinals Falcons is going to be ass. Yes, it will be. We have the mighty Arizona Cardinals, the Atlanta Falcons, and what can only be described as the game of the weekend. Two teams, irrelevant. Only thing they're playing for is draft position. You would say pride, but you'd be lying. The Cardinals are going to be without J.J. Watt, or no, they're going to be without DeAndre Hopkins in this game. He was ruled out, but I don't really think that makes much of a difference when your offense is, he's not doing anything anyway, because none of the quarterbacks there can utilize him. And then you have the Falcons, who used to be able to run early in the season, and then about 3-4 weeks ago, they stopped being able to run, and they've lost every game since. So that's what we have heading into this one. Real good one. What's the line? The Falcons are favored by 6 with an over-under of 40.5. 85% of the experts are on the Falcons and 15% are on the Cardinals. Most of the front page top picks people are on the Falcons. I disagree. I'm going to go with Arizona. Here's my reasons why. And I'm fairly confident about this Arizona. If the Cardinals team that showed up against the Buccaneers shows up, they'll win this game very handily. Mainly just because, I mean, if their offense can score 17 on the Bucks, they could probably score like fucking 30 on this Falcons defense. Number two, JJ Watt, these last two games are probably going to be like, I can only imagine what JJ Watt is going to play like tomorrow. It's his last, road game? Are the Cardinals at home on week 18? Regardless, it's JJ's one of his last two games, so if he gets hurt, oh well, it's not that big a deal. This dude's going to probably go animalistic 4, 5, 6 sacks in a game, probably go out as hard as he physically can go for these next two games. I expect the Falcons to be able to do almost nothing on offense. The Falcons are a bad run-stopping team, and the Cardinals can actually run the football rather effectively with Connor and that other running back they have. It's not very pretty, but like they can probably score with that, with McSorley and I don't know. Again, they're not playing Tampa's defense. It's the Falcons. They gave up 17 to Lamar to fucking Tyler Huntley and the Ravens. That's pretty bad. I don't know. I understand why everyone's picking the Falcons, but again, like Jack said, they're very equal, and I understand picking the home team in a game like that, but I also think the X factor of JJ Watt really complicates this game. You got to remember, JJ's retiring at the end of the season, so rushing offense, and they're not even in the top 20. No, again, they don't run well, but they can run effectively. I think there's a difference, right? What am I trying to... I'm trying to think of an example. Like the Buccaneers aren't a very good running team, but they run very well. Like they didn't run well when they won the Super Bowl, but they were very effective at it. With like scoring, and I don't know. Against a bad Falcons defense, they'll probably be able to run pretty well. But hey, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But Connor did pretty good against a Bucs defense that's pretty solid. I don't know. I have to go with like the last couple games, and I know Cardinals have looked like asshole, but like, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into the whole JJ Watt factor of this game. What's up, that one guy? You pick Cardinals? Yeah, that's how I'm leaning too. And again, I understand picking the Falcons. They're probably the right pick, but I don't pick the Falcons. So enjoy your 0-1, motherfuckers. No. You can tell this is going to be a weird edition of this episode. By the way, I start 1-0 this week because I picked the Cowboys. So if you were small brain and picked the Titans this week, I apologize. But, you know, it is what it is. Cardinals, Lions, Jags, Chiefs, Patriots, Giants, Pigeons, Buccaneers, Browns, 49ers, Jets, and Packers. Okay. All right, let's move on. We spent way too much time on that game. That game sucks. Bears versus Lions. This game could actually get more than a little bit of time because, again, playoff implications. If the Lions lose, effectively their season is over unless everybody loses. Then the Cowgirls. Yeah, so everybody pretty much probably started 1-0, hopefully 1-0 this week. There's not much excuse if you pick the Titans. Like, you thought what? Fucking Josh Dobbs was gonna pull a masterclass out of nowhere. Anyway, Lions Bears. Let's go take a peek at some of the auxiliaries here. The Lions are favored by 5.5. That's gone up by like 3 almost. It was like 2.5 when the week started. So now the Lions are massively favored with an over/under of 52.5. 94% of the experts have the Lions winning, with only one person on the front page picking the Bears. Only 6% on the experts. So that to me tells me the Lions are heavy favorites to win this football game against a Bears team that can kind of run the football sometimes with one guy. Ohio's moving. Hey, I hope Ohio State gets the upset just so there's no SEC teams in the college football playoffs. Also, that would be like Michigan's worst nightmare, and I really don't like the fucking Wolverines. I had Bears, but I just had the feeling the Lions would beat the Bears. So Chicago's defense is bad, right? Like they're like a bad unit of people. Like they traded away like their only two good players. If I'm correct, right? They traded away Quinn and they traded away Who the hell? They traded both of them, right? Yeah, I prefer State of the two, but Central is better than the two of them. Central would have beat TCU today. Just saying. Um, but yeah, the Bears do play a pretty bad. Yeah, Roquan Smith, and they traded Robert Quinn, right? Yeah, that. Thank you, Janelle. I appreciate that. So yeah, that's a big part of the reason why I'm like, what are the Bears even going to do to stop this Lions offense inside? By the way, the Lions have a very, very potent, like super heavy passing offense that works way better inside. Like it's not even, it's night and day difference. What you've seen from the Lions offense last week will be a completely different story this week. Should be anyway, so long as they don't blow the game to a team they should be able to blow out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they should actually beat this team. It shouldn't really be much of a competition, but because it's the Lions and the playoffs are right there for them if they can just win and keep winning. I got the Lions. I'm just fucking around. I don't think this shouldn't be a game. The Bears they literally do one thing with one player, which is Justin Fields, and he's the whole offense. And you're not going to surprise the Lions like you did last time with him, so, you know. Anyway, I don't even know is he even playing? Like, is Justin Fields even like healthy? Is he hurt? Like, I have no idea. I'll be honest with you. I didn't look into that. I assumed he's healthy and ready to go, but you know, whatever that means. I guess people really don't care about this game, huh? Or is it just like it's one of the obvious ones, man? It's not that good of a game. I don't know. I think it's a good one because of playoffs. Anyway, let's bounce over to the next game that actually has no meaning. Literally, this game doesn't matter to any team. Either of the two teams doesn't mean anything. Isn't that crazy? This Jaguars-Texans game actually is the most pointless game ever. Not that one, watching Ohio. No, I understand people are watching college football. I do appreciate people tuning in and just like leaving me on in the background and lurking. I appreciate it. It's got the viewership up just a little bit. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Hopefully you're having a good New Year's Eve. Anyway, we got the Jaguars. We've got the Texans. Let's go take a look at the line. Jaguars -3, over under 43.5. So Jags are favored. Did the experts even put a pick out for this one? Oh, 93% of the experts are on the Jaguars, 7% on Houston, and one person has them on this front page. Anybody thinking Houston's going to get the win? I don't, because if Chicago loses and Houston wins, Chicago would take the number 1 pick. So both the Bears and the Texans might actually just throw their games, because it's like, number one, who is one of Chicago's most hated football teams, right? You have to kind of look at this like weird logic of the league. We've seen the Eagles do this with the Commanders, right? We actually seen teams do this literally recently. They lose games to teams they would prefer to see in the playoffs, right? We seen the Eagles and the Commanders have that filthy little handshake, and the Eagles blew that game on national television. And the Commanders made the playoffs over the Giants and the Cowboys that year. Completely nullified a football game between the Giants and the Commanders for a playoff spot, because of the Eagles were like, we'd much rather see you guys in the playoffs than fuckers from Dallas and New York. That one guy literally almost had an aneurysm. He had to go to the hospital. Remember, he was in the hospital for several days because he thought his brain exploded. It was crazy. People were accusing the Eagles of being like the first team to ever purposely throw a football. It was insanity what happened. And I could see the Bears doing this, just being like, if we beat the Lions, the Green Bay Packers could wind up making the playoffs. We have to do everything in our power to ensure that doesn't happen, and those guys make it over them. That could happen, by the way. I don't know. Team fucking the Bears really don't like the Packers. You never know how that works. And for the Texans, they might just be trying to get that number 1 pick because they could really use it. They have, like 1,000,001 holes, and they need to fill them. So I think the Jaguars, and then when you're looking at the Jaguars, they're like, we can't afford really to get hurt, but we also can't really take any of this game off because we can't afford to get rusty and kind of get lazy. This is going to be like a practice game for the Jags, unless the Texans just go, we want pride, and we don't want to pick number 1 and get Jalen Carter or Willie Anderson. Like, okay. That's weird. Anyway, that's what's exciting about that game, I guess. Tried to pluck something from it, but there wasn't anything really there. Just, that was it. It was just a way to make the Lions and Bears more exciting, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to a game with somehow less meaning than the last one. The Denver Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. It's the interim head coach of the Broncos, so you never know what could happen. I will raid the White House in short shorts and a tied tank top. Damn, I didn't even read your whole message till just now, and that's hilarious. Anyway, Broncos and Chiefs. Let's see what the line is in this fucking game. Chiefs are favored by 12.5 with an over-under of 44.5, so Chiefs are favored by 13. 99% of the experts have the Chiefs winning, with all of the people on the front page picking the one team, and 1% on the Broncos. Anybody got the Broncos and their interim head coach winning this game? You know what's funny is this is the game they'd probably win. Watch them come to life and score like fucking 60 points in this game and then just score like 60 for the rest of the season for some reason. And it's like, what in the world just happened? Like, it really was just Nathaniel Hackett. This team was way better. That's crazy. They beat the Chiefs like like 63-0. I'd be like, what a weird time to have a statement when in week 17. I guess Denver's a little better than we all thought. I don't know. But I got the only real question about this football game in my mind is, does Denver cover that 13-point spread? I think the answer to that question is probably no. Yeah, mainly because the Chiefs are actually kind of, if they can keep winning, they can just kind of keep winning and winning and winning, and next week sets up a chance for them to win the 1 seed. So that's really important. Uh-oh. Is it lagging? Or is that just my end? Is it lagging or something? I'm not dropping frames, so I'm not really sure what's going on. My playback's laggy, so I'm not really sure if it's me, if it's just this playback device kind of sucks. It is. Yeah. That's a bummer. It's killing the stream. Not for you. Well, I haven't dropped a single frame, so I don't think it's me. Usually I'd have to be dropping frames for it to be on my end. It's not me. Okay, so it's actually doing pretty good. Okay, I'm just making sure. Because again, my playback can be kind of shitty, so I just want to make sure everything's going good. Yeah, I know these middle games are all pretty shitty. There's not really much to talk about between. What's up, Kenny? How's it going? Between these first 4 games kind of suck. I'm not gonna lie. Nothing really good. All the matchups are really obvious who's gonna win. I guess except that first game, but it's such a bad matchup. Who really cares? But hey, I guess that kind of lines us up and gets us into the first good game of the afternoon, right? The Patriots and the Dolphins at Patriots. That's going to be a good one. Major playoff implications on the line. If Miami loses and the Patriots win, the Patriots slide into the 7th seed, believe it or not. So, like, you have to remember, this literally is like a major AFC playoff game. Essentially, it's a playoff game in the week 17 here. Let's go look at the odds. I'm not very confident about my team winning, by the way. Where the hell is the game? Oh, there it is. Patriots are favored by just 2.5 with an over-under of 40.5, and 66% of the experts are on the Patriots, 34% on the Dolphins. It's a pretty nice little mixture on this front page. A few more Patriots than Dolphins, though, which is nice to see. Still mad about Michigan game? Yeah, it's understandable, Kenny. All right, so looking at this game, right, the major first question here you'd have to look at. Tua's out, and that means Teddy Bridgewater starting. But it's not like Teddy Bridgewater starting a team with no weapons. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Tua's been struggling. Well, Tua's not playing in this game. It's going to be Teddy Bridgewater. He's out with a concussion. So now they have an even more questionable quarterback with Teddy Bridgewater playing against the Patriots defense. But the problem with the Patriots defense right now is they're missing Marcus and Jack Jones. We don't know if Jalen Mills is going to be able to play. We know they have Jonathan Jones, their star corner this year. And they have Phillips, and they're going to have McCourty. They're probably going to have Duggar. They have most of them, but they are going to be starting 2 practice squad safeties or corners, or at least they're going to be on the team. And that's very problematic when you play up against Tyreek Hill and, of course, Jalen Waddle. Again, you have Teddy Bridgewater. So, there's so much weird neutraling going on in this game where I'm like, I have no idea who's going to win this one. One thing I will say is the Dolphins seem off right now. I think part of the reason why the Dolphins have been beating the Patriots the way they have been is like, fucking Tua's been willing them to wins, and the quarterbacks they have been willing them to wins. Teddy isn't bad, but good isn't not good, but isn't bad. Yeah, and he'll probably do all right. Like, he's gonna do okay. But one of the things, it's just like the Patriots pass rush, I think, is the best in football, right? I think the combination of Uche and Matthew Judon have been the best 2 pass rushers, right? Or pretty close. Oh yeah, it's Kenny versus Ven in the fantasy football titles in the Dirty League. That's pretty crazy. The league Ven didn't even know if he was gonna do. Isn't this Ven's first year of fantasy football too? If I'm not mistaken, right, Ven? Yeah, I was going to say, I think Uche and Judon are best duo. And with Miami's offensive line, isn't it banged up? Is Armstead even playing in the game? I think that's why Miami fans have pretty much just... If you look at Miami Twitter, they don't think they have any fucking shot in this football game. Is Armstead out too? It's a 1-week championship. I think it's decided tomorrow. Or Monday, I guess. The thing is, it's like, I don't think Armstead's playing. And if he's out, I don't know what the Dolphins are going to do to block fucking Uche and Judon against Teddy Bridgewater. Again, you're going up against a top 5 Patriots unit that only gave up 22 points to the Bengals and Joe Burrow. Got to remember that one, too. You got to remember, like, the Patriots only gave up 24 to Josh Allen and the Bills. They've only had one bad game against the Ravens. Even when the Dolphins were fully healthy at the start of the year, do you want to know how many points they put up and how many points they managed? 20 points. 7 of them came on offense. 14 of them came on defense. I think for 7, that's 1 on special teams. You got to remember the Dolphins offense week 1. Tyreek Hill had 4 catches for 96 yards and no touchdowns. I don't even know what did Jalen Waddle play week 1? I don't remember. I seriously, I don't remember. I was kind of fucked up. But That was a pretty. I thought that was a good joke. That should hopefully that gets at least one chuckle out of somebody. Fucking dead crowd, tough crowd. Sheesh. But so yeah, they it's not like they were like glorious and great against us in week 1. No, they barely goddamn did anything. And that was when they were at their healthiest. Now they're at fucking banged up. Tua's gone. They don't have their offensive line at full strength. We basically are good to go on our defensive front. So we'll see. Should be interesting. Again, the Dolphins can win this game. The only again, one of the things they struggle with on defense, though, to kind of revitalize Patriots fans a little bit, they can't pass rush, which is good because Mac Jones might be the worst quarterback in football under a pass rush. Jesus Christ. Well, they haven't been good at it this year. They'll probably be perfect at it next week. Fucking bullshit ass. And their passing defense is kind of ass. So we should be able to at least fucking compete. We should be able to win this game, but you know what I mean? If the Patriots were full strength in their secondary right now, I'd be like fully on board. I'd be like, hell yeah, easy W. We might shut these little bitches out tomorrow. But we have bad luck against Miami lately. I don't know what it is. 5 straight losses. It's almost 3 straight years we haven't beat these fucking pieces of shit. Anyway, that's about all I have to say on Miami. Looks like most people are feeling the Patriots, and the people who want to say Dolphins feel a little afraid to. You can say Dolphins, trust me. My team misses the playoffs this year. I'm not the least bit surprised. I'm like, all right, that's expected. If we make the playoffs, I'm going to brag about how good of a coach Bill Belichick is. But anyway. All right. Yeah, a lot of these games aren't very... have a good night, Janelle. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. All right, you guys ready to move on to the next game? Again, I'm not very confident in my team because if we can beat the Dolphins and Bills and make the playoffs, I deserve to talk a little shit after the way people handle my team. Plus, I think they handed play calling duty off to Nick Cayley, who Josh McDaniels wanted to bring over and make his offensive coordinator, but we blocked it for no reason. Just because we were like, we're not letting you take everybody. But I think he might be calling plays. He's not the greatest, whatever, but, probably a little bit more competent than whatever the hell Matt Patricia's been doing. Because that Patriots offense actually looked decent last week. Anyway, the Colts take on the Giants. Or in the second half of the Bengals game, the Patriots offense looked good. Yeah, Giants-Colts. It's the Colts taking on the Giants. Let's look at the line really quick. Giants are favored by 5.5 with the over-under of 38.5. Pickwatch has 98% of the experts on the Giants, only 2% on the Colts. Not a single one on the front page picked the Colts, which is rather telling. The only way it would be hilarious if the Colts lost this, or if the Giants lost this game. Because I'm pretty sure that one guy would lose his mind. He's going to lose his mind simultaneously either way. What's up, JJ? I hope your starters don't play. I hope the Bills win this weekend. I'm literally picking the Bills. I'm like the only person picking them because if they win, I believe they get the 1 seed. And if the Bills get the 1 seed, my team might make the playoffs. Because they might sit everybody and we'll fucking beat up a backup Buffalo Bills team. Yeah, I'll fucking pathetically celebrate a playoff berth. Be better than some of your teams sitting on the couch. Yeah. More than likely, I won't be, able to enjoy the playoffs either, but you can dream. This has so far been my insight into the Colts-Giants game. Any questions? By the way, I believe if the Giants win, they lock their playoff berth up. So, it's a win and you're in for the Giants. They'd get one of the they'd be the 6th NFC team to clinch. Well, NFC South hasn't clinched yet, but it's kind of a locked division. You can basically lock up 4 playoff spots and then go, what are the other 3 teams? And there's one spot locked, and so the Giants could be this, sixth team, and then so good for the Giants having a good season. It'd be shocking if they made the playoffs, because I would say that only like 70 people on the whole earth thought that they'd make the playoffs. Like the craziest Giants fans were like, nah, I totally see it this year. Playoffs. And that crazy bastard looked at all his family members during like the holidays and went, what did I say? We just need like 2 wins. And now he's like stressing out because he's like, please just win one game. It's laid up on a tee for us. The playoffs are back. Which I'm happy for the Giants fans. Those are some loyal fans. They really stick through their team through some abominable horse shit. I don't know. Nah, he's all right. They should do everything in their power to sign a guy like Lamar Jackson, though. Use that allure of whatever the Jets do to recruit free agents. Why the fuck don't the Giants do the same thing? Like, they actually have like a proud franchise, a good history, a good you know what I mean? Like, they're the preferred team of New York. Like, it's like how do the Giants struggle to get the players that the Jets get? Jets just sign every decent free agent ever. They've never had a problem signing anybody. And they're fucking winning 2 games a year for most of 20 years here. I don't understand that shit. That's always been the craziest thing to me. I'm like, how in the world is the Giants struggling to sign free agents when the Jets don't? You're literally like the team that's actually associated with New York, not the fucking Jets. Jesus Christ. Get some real players. Anyway, I got the Giants winning, not the Jets. Freudian slip there. I'm thinking about the Jets right now. I'm always thinking about the Jets, how miserable they are, how funny it is. Fireman Ed, what a loser that guy is. Gary V. Remember when Gary V, they won their first game, and then Gary V started screaming about receipts? If the Jets lose to the Seahawks, they're eliminated from the playoffs. Dear God. I'm gonna make fun of every Receipts Jets fan. I got so many things bookmarked and saved up and ready to go. It's gonna be quite I hate these people. Next year for Halloween, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go as a receipt that's like dead. It might be. See, I'm stuck between 2 odds here, right? It's either gonna be the Tua apology, like a zombie Tua apology card, with a whole bunch of like failed stats that he had this year, or it's gonna be the Gary V receipts thing. It's gonna be a dead receipt with all the Jets, failures. It's gonna be very funny. It's gonna be one or the other, whichever team doesn't make the playoffs. Hopefully they both don't, and my team does. And then all them fucking stupid Jets and Dolphins fans that laughed at my football team, I'll be like, what happened? Oh, reality struck, and the good teams make the playoffs, and the garbage teams sit in the gutter where they fucking belong. Isn't that right, Miami and fucking Jets? Isn't that right, Buffalo? Good teams make the playoffs. We're getting ready to get the shit kicked out of us again by you guys. Good luck against our fucking practice squad secondary. Go ahead and brag about scoring 47 on our practice squad, and then when we played you again in the regular season this year, you only put up 24. What happened? It's almost like the only reason they put up all them points in the playoffs is because literally all of our secondary was out. Fun fact Buffalo fans don't want you to know about. We didn't even punt one time against them. Why is that? Because they suck. Everybody was out. J.C. Jackson was out. Jonathan Jones was out. Jalen Mills was out. Fucking Kyle Duggar was out. Adrian Phillips was out. Bills fans out here bragging about beating us with fucking those guys all out. McCourty was out. We beat them. Yeah, everybody knew you were going to. Good job. Anyway, that's my Giants and Colts analysis. Was that pretty good? Does that do you feel more educated about the outcome of that game? Giants had to give a free soft drink to get people in the crowds. And now this year, be there and be loud. Yep. That's how football works. It's a magical sport. The Lions last year couldn't have dreamed of selling out 65,000 plus and then selling out all the standing room. They did that 2 weeks ago. It's probably like that again this week against the Bears. It's probably a sellout with no tickets to be sold. Even for people who want to stand and watch the game, we're full. It's nice to see. It's good to see bad teams rising to the top, even if it is the Jets and the Dolphins. I'm like, it's probably better for football. More good teams is good. I want every team in the league to be good. I wish there was like the worst team was like fucking 8-9, right? Or like I wish the worst record in the league right now was like 6-9 or 7-8. You know how good that'd be? I'd be like, oh, this league rules. Every team is fucking loaded. Every team's in the fight for the playoffs right now. Like, how awesome that'd be? Oh, think about that. Every single one of these games having major significance this weekend, except like the Jets. I'm just going to pick the Jets because, in my example, they're the worst team. But they're still 7-8. No one's mathematically eliminated from the playoffs in my example yet. I think that'd be a better NFL, and I think it's slowly creeping that way. Hopefully Ohio State pulls through. Yeah, I would like to see that. It would be pretty cool. All right, Saints versus Eagles. Let's move on to the next game. We've spent a lot of time. Oh, Jags. I hit that. Jags. Saints, Eagles. Proof? Well, I know a guy who hit that. Let's just say. He's a pretty cool guy. Anyway, let's look at the line. Eagles are favored by 5.5 with an over-under of 41.5. This dude's always asking for proof. 98% on the Eagles, 2% on the Saints. And the Eagles are favored by all the experts on the front page. Saints should make it a game. Cowboys are just shit. The entire defense is turnover or score. The way I look at the Saints is if this was in New Orleans, Jags out here on his SJW arc. He's like, I need to fact check that. Fact check. It's just believe me, dude. I'm not CNN. Why would I lie? I have the same birthday as Ariana Grande. I think the exact same day. Fun fact. Eagles back up will be facing a violent defense this time. I expect a close one. I think the Saints will actually probably be able to keep it close. But the problem is I don't know how the Saints offense is going to respond to an Eagles defense that can be really domineering towards a bad offense. You can beat up on the Eagles defense if you have a pretty good offense and you could score points. But the Saints offense is pretty shitty. And they're going up against the defense that kind of front runs on shitty offenses. So I would expect Slay and like company to have like outsized big ass games for some reason compared to what they did against Dallas last weekend. It's like it seems the Eagles are a lot better when they face bad offenses. Let's be honest. They front they'll give up like 30 points a game to like teams like Dallas and shit or the Lions, but then they go and play like Washington. Oh, well, they lost to them. The Giants, and they'll win like 44-20. It's like, yeah, you guys front run on a bad offense. Okay, cool. But again, the Saints defense is pretty underrated, pretty quiet. They'll be able to keep it close. But my major concern here is do the Saints have enough to really like do anything to this Eagles defense that is very front runny, if that makes sense. You want to know what a surprisingly good game we're about to cover is? A game that has no business being good, but is one of the best games of the weekend. The Carolina Panthers take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The 6-9 Bucks take on the 7-8 Panthers. What's up, Jeremy? Happy New Year's. What do we got for a line? The Bucks are favored by 3.5, over under 40.5 with 90. Ooh, that's the wrong number. 63% of the experts are on the Buccaneers, 37% on the Panthers. There's a good mix up here, mainly on the front page with the experts, mainly on the Bucks though. So something to think about anyway. So yeah, major playoff implications in this game, just like with the Dolphins and Patriots. You have the essentially this is how this game breaks down, right? The Panthers can't clinch the division with a win. What they can do with the win though is push it into week 18 where both teams need wins to go, and also keeps the Saints weirdly alive. It would keep those three teams weirdly alive if Tampa loses. Yeah, it is, Jeremy. The entire AFC East race right now is quite interesting. That 7 seed. It's fucking baffling. It's cool to see the Jets, Dolphins, and Patriots are the ones fighting for it. And you guys are probably going to win this weekend, I'm going to be honest. So if we can make it between our two teams winning in week 18, that'd be really nice. I just don't want, like, there's a part of me that's like, if the Jets make it, that's funny because they'd make it over the Dolphins. But I don't, because my team's not winning in week 18. I hope you both lose the rest of your games, to be honest, the Dolphins and the Jets. So my team can slip into the playoffs 8-9. But how's it going, Jason? Anyway, the Panthers and the Bucks. So the Panthers can't clinch, but the Buccaneers, they win, they're in. Their season's good. They have it locked up. And I kind of have this theory on the Buccaneers this year, and it may sound a little outlandish or it may be not right. What I see here, yeah, because if the Dolphins win, they could clinch a playoff spot. Yeah. If the Dolphins win, they almost can clinch with like two teams losing. It's like pretty scary. AFC playoffs could be wrapped up this weekend. Well, except for the AFC South. So yeah, Buccaneers clinch their playoff spot. But again, about the Bucks, I have this weird suspicion that they're a team that's playing what I would call possum, where it's like, yeah, they've looked kind of bad all year, but it's like they can kind of click into a mode where they look unstoppable, where they look like the Bucks of 2 years and last year, where they're very, very efficient. They move the ball with no problem. There isn't any kind of lag to their offense that you see. It's almost, if you watch the Bucks play, watch the way they play in the same game, like against the Saints. Go look at the way they played that game. Look how slow, look how laggy they look how just uninspired they look almost, just kind of, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, the last 3 minutes, they look like a fucking Super Bowl contender. It's almost like they're playing around. They know they don't have to try that hard to get to the to get to the playoffs, right? We just got to go like 8-9, 9-8, and we're in. And they're a team of a little older players that are dealing with a bunch of injuries. They're kind of, they don't want to get injured because last year that kind of tanked their season out when they ran out all the receivers. Skill position players were getting injured, and you have, your team's older. Again, you don't have to go that hard to host a playoff game. It's just this weird situation where I keep like overplaying it in my head. I'm like, are they fucking around? Are we going to see Brady and the Buccaneers win this game by like a gross fashion, then go into the playoffs and just remember what the Patriots did in 2018, 2019 when they looked like they were scoring like 23 points a game in the regular season? They go into the playoffs and drop like 45 on the Chargers and then score like almost 40 against the Chiefs. So my point with that is to go that we've seen Tom Brady led teams almost play possum or kind of deceive what they are in the regular season to only come out and go wham in the postseason. it's just this weird feeling. I can't shake it. And that's part of the reason why I haven't ever switched off the Bucks winning the Super Bowl. I'm like, man, this is gonna be funny if they do it, dude. They're like, because if they make it, what Tom Brady has proven this year, he looks mortal, right? What about the last 2 minutes of a game? In a game he can win, does he look? He goes back into that like semi-demigod mode where it's like nobody stops Tom Brady. Literally, it's like he looks like he looks terrible. There he is. Bucks on me if they lose. Why did the Bucks on you? Dolphins suck. Patriots could easily win against that Dolphins offense. Tua sucks this year with Tyreek Hill. Yeah, Tua's not their guy, and he's super injury prone with the concussions. I'm a little worried about Tua long term. Pistons and Red Wings won? Hell yeah. Jags looking so much better than Titans right now. 100% agree. They own your money. Bucks look mid, but I can't trust the Panthers. Yeah, and the Panthers are super streaky. The Bucks also are a decent run defense, aren't they? Like, one of the things about the Bucks is they're like a decent defense, and the Panthers, I know they ran for 400 yards. Literally, I think it was like 320 yards against the Lions. But the Buccaneers don't play bad run defense. I don't think anyway, right? They might, I don't know. They look much worse trying to stop passes when I watch them. Because again, when your defensive front has like Devin White in it, it's probably not that hard to be a monster. But I don't know. We have another good game coming up, so we should probably move on, or else we'll spend way too much time. Because this game has a lot on the playing in it, so. But we've spent a good 5-10 minutes already on this, so. By the way, hopefully everyone's having a good 4th of July. First, what the fuck day is it? Hold on, I'm going through my Rolodex of holidays. Easter. Kwanzaa. Rosh Hashanah. New Year's Eve. Hopefully everyone's having a good New Year's Eve. Fourth of July, baby. Yeah, Kenny, you know what it is. That was my Brady 4 moment. I just forgot the day. I was like, it's the 4th of July. Right. Oops. I'm not even like fucked up. Smoke some weed, but it was just a blank. I was like, what the fuck day is it? I've been calling it the 4th of July a lot. I don't know why. I'm like, it's the 4th of July. It's almost time for me to go to LA. Let's go. All right. Hell yeah. Sounds like a good time. All right. Let's go on to the Browns and Commanders here. This is another game with pretty good playoff implications on the line. If the Browns are able to pull off an upset, that would pretty much make it so the Lions, Packers, Seahawks, and all of them have a lot more to play for. There's a lot less stress. There's even an outside shot if the Commanders win and the Seahawks, Lions, and Packers all lose or tie. The Commanders win the last playoff spot. They could, Jeremy, but a lot of it probably depends on what happens in the Browns and Commanders game. And the only reason I think the Browns could actually pull off this upset is because the fact that the Washington's offense is god-awful. And if you've been watching any of the Browns games, I know Deshaun Watson has been playing poorly. He's not been good. But, they're winning. They're, winning and losing games by, scores of, 13-10. So it's not like their defense is, giving up a shitload of points or, doing bad. Their offense is, just off a little bit. And at some point, Watson's going to click in, and what is this game for? Yep, Vikings play the Packers. We'll be getting to that one soon. We're just 2 games away from that one, actually. Well, this game and then, the 2 other ones that follow. All right, let's go look at the side parts of this game, right? Let's go look at the insides. Commanders are favored by 1.5 with an over-under of 40.5, and 67% of the experts are on the Commanders, 33 on the Browns, with the majority of this front page of the best records picking on the Commanders. So, I'm hoping. Oh shit! Let me go to the right page. I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? Alrighty. I just drank a good amount of that water. I just pass out. That'd be hilarious. I don't think that was water. Yeah, this is awesome. There's a lot of good playoff scenarios. This game generates a lot of them. Again, if the Commanders win this game and a bunch of other teams lose, the Commanders take the playoff spot and the Giants do as well. If all three of those teams lose, the Giants or the Packers, the Lions, and the Seahawks, if they all lose, then the Giants and Commanders pretty much don't even have to win to clinch. The Giants would outright clinch a playoff spot regardless of the rest of them. They could win, lose, tie, it doesn't matter. The Giants or the Commanders would just have to win, and it would pull that off. Yeah, the Bills-Bengals game is going to be the best game for I don't even know how Monday Night Football got that one. They just were like, of all the games this year, we want Bills-Bengals Week 17. That's the only one we're going to ask for. You can give us dog shit the rest of the way through. Give us the best game of the year. And they got it. The fucking cocksuckers. The Bills. No, he probably wants the Bills to lose, so that way the Bills are playing for something in Week 18 and beat the Patriots, so to give his Jets a better shot to get into the playoffs. That'd probably be the right answer for a Jets fan. You want the Bills to lose so they win in Week 18 and have something to play for, and they just don't roll over to the Patriots. Because they're like, we ain't getting hurt. Not against these fucking crackheads who are trying to make the playoffs. Yep. I know how. I can just look at scenarios and be like, oh, that's what they need. They need that to happen. They need the Patriots to win, and they need the then Patriots to lose next week. And they need to, you know what I mean? They need the Bills to lose this week and then win next week. That's the perfect world for the Jets. That almost guarantees a playoff spot for them. If they can win and those three things happen, the Jets take the 7 seed. And then promptly get the fuck beat out of them by either Kansas City, Buffalo, or Cincinnati. Wouldn't want to play any one of them fucking teams. Actually, I'd want to play Cincinnati again. Let me face Cincinnati with the Patriots. We beat them motherfuckers next time. Ain't getting lucky twice in a row. You know, the last time I said that about a team that beat the Patriots, you know the last time I actually said that? You can't get lucky twice in a row. It was 2012, Super Bowl. 9 out of 10, we beat them, guys. That's what I said in 2008. 8 out of 10, we beat them, guys. That was the saddest thing ever, man. I was so sure we were going to win. Robot. Yep, you also need the Dolphins to... Yeah, you guys just got to... Yep. Pretty much, Jeremy, yep. As long as the Dolphins lose one of their next two, and we lose one of the next two, and you win out. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Jets uniforms. Gotham green's a nice color, but, you know, they're the only green uniforms I don't openly mock, because I do think their green color they use is nice, but... Anyway, I have the Browns winning for the reasons I mentioned earlier, for the fact that I don't know if the Commanders' offense is going to have enough to get anything going against the Browns' defense that's been very, very good lately. And I wonder if the Browns are this close to breaking out on offense. At some point, it's going to happen. I don't know if this is the defense to break out against, but... Yeah, let's hope Zach Wilson uses this as a moment to realize he's got to go into the offseason and completely break down his throwing mechanics and fix them from the ground up. Because, I mean, it's not unsalvageable with him. The problem is, does he have it up here to want to fix what he can clearly fix? It's like, it's not broken. Fucking Josh Allen had the same problems as his first 2 years. Will he be as good as that? No, I don't think so. But, I mean, he's not unfixable. You can turn him into a decent quarterback. The real question is, does he want to do that? You know what I mean? Zach Wilson is strange. He makes throws like the backyard football plays, and he easily layups are hard. Yeah, it's the bad form. Yeah, same here, man. I actually think those look really nice. Like it's the form. I could break down Wilson problems and like show you him throwing the ball with his foot like off his front foot for some reason. Like I've seen him throw the football off his left foot. What? Just try and throw like that. See how like run to your right, stop on your left foot, and then throw something. That ain't going anywhere. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know how he physically like he has a good arm. It's just like he's like I don't know what he's doing. He throws like his shoulders will be like this and he'll just launch it. It's like that's a pick, and it always is. Like it's like, man, you got good potential, but boy oh boy, you don't seem like you care at all to fix your very easy fixable problems. I heard Michael Lombardi talking about this once, where he said one of the biggest problems in the NFL right now is there's a lot of really smart offensive coordinators that very much understand how to beat a defense. They know how to build the plays. They know how to like make offense work off of each other. They understand everything about offense. And that's kind of what your quarterbacks, they're very good at offense, right? They understand offense. One of the things they're not so good at in the NFL right now is like developing quarterbacks, like fixing like bad quarterback play, and like because a lot of guys have to go outside of the team, right? Like Mac Jones went and seen like throwing tutors and things like that, and like other things this offseason, because obviously fucking Joe Judge and all them suck. But like even Tom Brady for his entire career, seen guys like Tom House went to like quarterback specialists, throwing specialists, because a lot of teams in the NFL like don't seem to have or hire like guys who are very good quarterback developers, like guys who can look at like Doug Peterson, for example. He's a quarterback developer. He knows how to look at quarterback problems and like, oh, look at what you're doing. You're going like for Trevor Lawrence for his throwing motion. Like Lawrence last year went from like holding the ball here, having to come up here and do this whole thing, which in the NFL you can't have that because that adds too long to your throwing mechanics. To like literally he holds the ball here and just womp, womp, womp. Now Lawrence has like the fastest release in football. And he's the last, like half of the season, he's been the best quarterback in football. It's like there's so many things that like a coach like Doug Peterson is so rare because he can develop quarterbacks and bring them along and make them play better, bring them up to speed, fix the problems that they have. Brian Daboll is another guy who can really develop quarterbacks. Look what he did with Josh Allen. Look what he's done with Daniel Jones. He knows what to look at and go, huh, what is going on here with this guy? Why isn't he playing well? I think Ben Johnson in Detroit is another one of them coaches that can look at a quarterback and go, the fuck is going on? Like, this guy's too talented to be doing bad. Like, look what he's done with Jared Goff. Like, it's like there are these very good examples of very few examples, but like, who else is there besides that? Kind of Kyle Shanahan. You know what I mean? It's weird. After the guys I just named, it's like, who can you name that can just sit back and just fucking fire out quarterbacks at a high rate? Kind of Josh McDaniels. Kind of. If the quarterback has like an IQ of 200, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? Like that, it's a very rare trait for coaches to have, and I think that's a big problem in the NFL and why we're seeing quarterbacks with like the tremendous amounts of talent just like not work. Kellen Mond, Trey Lance. You can look at Zach Wilson now. You can look at like numerous other young quarterbacks who I thought were going to be exceptional, but it's like, why can't they fix like the issue? This season is frustrating because I feel like if you plug most other starting, yeah, I would. Jeremy, you guys are yeah. I don't disagree. My saying all year has been, boy, it's nice the Jets don't have a quarterback, or else we wouldn't have beat them this year at all. Of the parity in the NFL this year, any week, anything can happen. Not many teams that stand way above the rest. Yeah, exactly. I've been saying that too. If you look at the records, they're all creeping and getting closer. I think we're only a couple seasons away. Hopefully this is happening, right? Where every team is kind of good. Like, wouldn't it this week be better if the worst team in the league had a 7-8 record? And like we're literally not that far away. Look how many 6-9 teams there are, like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 win teams there are right now. That's pretty good. I know that doesn't indicate something good, but like look at years past. And like there'd be like 3 teams with 1, 2 wins fighting to get the one. And it's like hopefully we're starting to move toward like the parity being so good and so balanced and teams moving around and player movement is so fluid. Like these teams all start getting to be really good. Like there's always going to be a couple teams that get shit on, but if like almost every team is like 7 wins, 8 wins, you know how much, man, that'd be so good. Every game having significant meaning heading into like this week of the season. Yeah, your defense has been great. Hell, your offensive pieces have been great. I'd do anything to have one of your receivers. Actually, no, that's not our problem this year. Our problem's fucking Matt Patricia. Don't know how we had like the 10th ranked offense last year. That's so fucking stupid, dude. Anyway, that's my insight on the Commanders and Browns. Actually, hold on. I'm going to apply that to another game. Actually, the rest of the games I kind of like, so. Yeah, Garrett Wilson, yeah, he's going to be a monster. Future Patriot, sadly. DeAndre Hopkins and Garrett Wilson. I've been hearing, per sources, that Garrett Wilson's going to demand a trade to play with the real quarterback, Mac Jones. He wants a quarterback that isn't afraid to get a little dirty. I haven't yet found a way to spin the $23,000 my quarterback was fined for a dirty play. But I will find a way. I'm pretty sure we're being witch hunted. I think that's the way I'm going to run this. Boy, oh boy, is Matt going to get his ass lit up when he gets hit now. Poor guy. He's going to have to fucking... I hope the offensive line protects him. Oh, well, Mac don't need no protections. You don't want to fuck with Mac. He'll fuck with your back, and then you'll start crying like a little bitch. Everyone who Mac has made a move against, they cried like bitches afterward. Got Brian Burns on tears. We got Eli Apple making tears. Hell, Mac had half the fucking league crying this weekend. It was great. Nice to see Patriots quarterbacks having real power again in this league. By the way, as long as it's not like dangerously dirty play, I've always been pro dirty play. I consider it, what's the right word? Competitive. I'll never knock somebody for trying to do something that helps their team. Like, I know it wasn't the best look by Mac to go for Eli Apple, but like in theory, you could see where Mac's thought process was. I don't think he was trying to hurt anybody. I think he thought, I don't want this guy to block my guy from making a tackle to stop the guy. Again, I'm being very charitable, but I feel like that's the correct reading of that. Unless you really believe Mac was like, I'm going to ruin Eli Apple's knees for some reason. Like, really? Not even that good. Yeah, I think Derek Carr to the Jets should happen 100%. Speaking of Derek Carr, about time we move on to the 49ers Raiders, right? What a good transition, huh? If I'm the 49ers, I keep Jimmy G again. But again, if Brock Purdy plays well, you just go on with him. He's your quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, let Jimmy go. But anyway, 49ers and Raiders. The real question is, who has the Raiders winning this game? The over-under, or the line, is 49ers favored by 9.5 with an over-under of 42.5. The 49ers are 97% expert, or 97% picked by the experts, only 3% on the Raiders. And all the front page has the, all the best expert picks have the 49ers. Yeah, I think Derek Carr to the Jets has been, yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. Leave and come back. Because you have liberal internet. No, I don't know. It's a good day. By the way, this was a good end of the year for me, by the way. If it's fucking up, that's your end. I've dropped 0 frames this stream. There's literally nothing I can do to fix it. That or YouTube's fucking up. If you're having problems, refresh the stream. So I can tell you, if it's not telling me I'm dropping frames, I literally, there's, you know what I mean. Like, hold on, let me show you. See this? Steady whole stream. Drop frames, 0. This hasn't dipped below 2,000 the entire time. It's really weird. I don't know why there's like lagging problems. You know what I mean? And when I look at the YouTube thing, I haven't had a single notice of problem. Hey, we have 12 likes. Thank you guys, by the way. If you haven't left a like, consider dropping one. So, oh. Oh, well, that's not a real thing. It doesn't do anything to stream. So, I don't know. Try refresh. Oh, shit, where'd I go? Try refreshing it. Hopefully that fixes it. Speaking of car, no car, driving the Raiders. Yeah, that's why I have the, I've got the 49ers winning quite comfortably in this game. You glad Rhonda's cool. She goes like, oh, shillelagh. I'm Irish and shit. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. With no Derek Carr, the Raiders are selling it. No one on that team's going to be giving a fuck tomorrow because they just sat their like favorite guy on the team. Yeah. I don't even know how you. Oh wait, that's Becky. Oh yeah, I don't really watch women's wrestling. Even when I watch wrestling, I'd be like, I don't want to watch this. This is awful, and I'd change the channel. I don't fuck with women's sports. Like I said, until some crazy athletes get in there, or you know, we get some professional transgender women athletes, I don't really give a fuck about these women's sports. They're boring. Ain't no great athletes. I'm hoping Griner learned how to dunk in Russia so I can maybe start watching the WNBA. Because as I've said in years past, the minute the WNBA gets a bitch that can dunk consistently, I'll watch every game. I'll stream them motherfuckers. I'll be like, let's go. She's dropping 90 points tonight. Why? No one can stop her. She's 6'8" and can dunk the basketball. Who's stopping the female Wilt Chamberlain right now? Nobody is. I'm going to watch her whole career. I'm going to be a super fan. Literally, I'm not even playing with you. The second we see her, the second this bitch debuts, I'm like, I'm in. There's a really big bitch in France right now, and she can dunk. And I'm like, please save women's basketball. Please make this the funniest thing on earth for me. Because again, you have to think about this. Most of them women can barely do layups. You know, they can barely touch the net. So, who's going to stop Dominique from fucking jumping from the free throw line and just slamming one home all the time? Nobody. Like maybe Brittany Griner can play some defense on her or something, but if she's on Brittany Griner's team, that's a damn near super team. That shit would be hilarious to watch. There's one big ass bitch throwing a fucking alley oop and another one's coming down, and the other girls are like, what are we supposed to do with this? This is horse shit. And then, you know how many people would be watching those games? As soon as that bitch goes for 70 points in a game, everyone would be like, well, we guess we got to watch women's basketball now, because we don't know if that big bitch is just going to go fucking 30 for 30 from the field tonight. She went 30 for 30 from the 2-point. She didn't miss a single layup. 30 for 30 on dunks. It was awesome. It'll be great. Doesn't have much to do with the 49ers and Raiders. That's the Raiders quarterback situation right now. It's a naggle. It's a metaphor. It's a pretty steep metaphor if you can figure out what I was trying to say there. Basically, the Raiders fumbled their bag. Yeah, I don't know how you mess up at Derek. Like, Derek Carr basically just wanted to be a Raider and have fun, and then they messed that all up. And now the real question with the Raiders is, I'm just going to step away from that whole thing. The real question from the Raiders here is that, are they going to be able to keep Davante Adams? It's the real question that stems from this entire Raiders fiasco. Because we've seen Davante Adams pretty much kind of state he only came here for one reason and one reason only. And that was to play with his buddy Derek Carr. And the way I look at that, I'm like, in my head, that means he wants out. And if you're the Raiders, you know that he's going to demand the trade. Oh, you know he's fucking lit. You know he's fucking livid, dude. Oh yeah, you know Ben's just like, please God, go back to Green Bay, please God. Ben's out here, Ben every night before he goes to bed, he's taking out the rosary. He's like, I'm not even Catholic. I don't even know where I got rosary beads from. And he's like lighting sage and shit and going, please, please come back. We can win the motherfucking Super Bowl next year if you come back. We'd have Christian Watson and Davante Adams. Please. Maybe even Odell. Now I put that terrible idea in your head now, Ven. You know I just did that to you on purpose, right? Because you're a Packers fan, and like that is weirdly possible. Like it's literally like it's like you could reach out and touch that from happening. Because your team would take his contract on. We'd be like, we'll take you back. We'll take you back. Adams, come on in. You know you would. You know your team wouldn't even. You guys offered to pay him more money. You'd be like, we'll take a cheaper contract. We'll give you a couple more million. Come back home. For the 66-19 for the 49ers Ravens. Yeah, you had some hilarious scores. Ape. But yeah, I have the 49ers winning. The Raiders got really lucky. The Patriots just made a colossal mistake at the end of that game. Or else they'd be 5-10. So. And the Patriots would be in the fucking playoffs, dude. We'd be clinching a playoff spot this weekend. So would the Lions. Man, I could be having the greatest weekend ever this weekend. Pope Benedict died. The new year. The Lions and Patriots could be clinching playoff spots. Instead, it's only Pope Benedict died on the new year. That's awesome. It's a big W for people who hate pedophile enablers like the Pope. But sad day for Catholics, I guess, for some reason. They call you mean your Nazi Pope who fucking enabled fucking the biggest pedophile scandal in your organization's history and tried covering it up? Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I'd be glad he's dead. Like, all right, now we don't have that guy to answer for anymore. It's a big win for our religion. Yeah, Pope Benedict finally fucking died. That miserable old fucker. Yeah, the one who quit on God died. The one who quit his like life-appointed position. Just basically went, I'm done with God, and turned his back on everybody. Jesus didn't turn his back on us. He got nailed up to a cross. This old man was like, I'm in bad health. Word. You think Jesus would have been able to retire from being Jesus up on that cross when he was in bad health and dying? Word. Okay. We should be picking a new pope soon, not having another pope already. That's weird. Anyway. Good riddance to a really bad person. In sadder news, Barbara Walters died. She's not very cool either, but, you know, it's a lot sadder than Pope Benedict dying. Yep. We're in the final countdown of 2022. I'm not going to be live for when the new year changes, probably. Yeah, she kicked the bucket. Her death kind of just went under the radar because the old Pope passed away. There was an NBA prospect that before his debut in the NBA, he talked to God and God told him not to play in the... Really? I'm like, God, you got me here. What's up, Chase? That's not God. That's called schizophrenia. By the way, there's a good saying that you should always follow. You can talk to God. That's perfectly fine. But if God talks to you, probably got to go see a therapist. Because you're not here. That's not God. That's a voice. And it shouldn't be telling you to do things. I appreciate you. I appreciate that, Chase. You have a good night, my friend. Sorry again about your team losing. Hopefully you guys have a good off season. Or is Georgia really going to the fucking... Is Georgia... They're really going to win. Son of a bitch. It's 38-24. Ohio State's up. Oof. Ohio State's really about to get an upset. That's insanity, dude. Ohio State's really going to win the Natty. I'm talking to you next year, Chase. Yeah. I'm not watching this channel for a fucking year, dude. For the rest of the year. Fuck you. Hey, I mean, their offense is really good. JT Barrett's draft stock is going like this right now. Or Stroud's draft stock is like this. The Texans are like, we've made our number one pick. The Texans are watching this game like, we're winning. We're winning next year. Fucking poverty-ass football team. Anyway, let's move on. We still got a few games left to cover here. We're making a tremendous pace through these football games. All right. I'd rather see TCU versus Ohio State. I would too. I'd rather see non-SEC teams get in. I'm sorry, Ven. I know this is like dragon teeth, and there's like every game left is good. That's the fucking problem. All right, Jets and Seahawks. This is actually a really good game. 7-8 versus 7-8. Two teams that need to win to keep their playoffs hopes alive. A loss would almost pretty much eliminate them from the playoffs. The Jets are favored by 1.5, which is a bit of a swing. I think the Seahawks were favored by 1.5 at one point. But I think with the Mike White starting, it kind of pushed things back towards the Jets' favor. Over-under is 42.5 with 56% of the experts on the Seahawks, 44 on the Jets, about one of the more even ones of the weekend, with a pretty good mixture of Seahawks, but a lot of the top experts are on the Jets. I'm going to be sticking with the Jets. Ohio State shouldn't be there. The story is dead now. They are proving everyone wrong and beating the number one team in the nation with ease. Yeah, exactly, Chase. Yeah, the narrative on OSU not belonging, they just had a bad week. Against Michigan. But yeah, here's my thoughts here. If you go watch the way the Seahawks have played lately, their offense was like this at the start of the year, but it went like this. Unfortunately, there's this. Like it came, what was going up, went down, and it's not even like a small decline. It's almost like somehow it gets like progressively faster. It's almost like this, really, like the drop. And again, and it's no shot at the Seahawks. They've had a really good season. They've had a phenomenal season. They played really, really well. They've exceeded all expectations. They clearly have a very bright future when everybody's healthy, everything's good. Hopefully they draft a few more linemen, sign a few linemen, get their defense a little bit tuned up, a little fine-tuned, fix up the run defense a little. They're probably going to be a team like within a year. Like they're going to be competitive playoff type team for Carroll could. I mean, they're not bad. Same with the Cardinals. Yeah, Cardinals. Yeah, they're a collapse team. And the Seahawks this year, they were just never supposed to be as good as they were. So again, is it a collapse? Sure, with the Seahawks, but again, they were never supposed to be 7-8. You know what I mean? Like it's like can't really call it a collapse when the team wasn't supposed to be 7-8. They've exceeded all. I had thought the Seahawks were going to win 3 games, to be honest. Like what the Bears are is what I thought Seattle would be too. I thought Seattle and Chicago would be the worst teams this year, and Chicago is one of them, but Seattle took that. And, Houston was a given. Anyway, with the Jets, though, I think their defense is going to be able to overcome this kind of bad Seahawks offense as the last few games. I don't know if the Seahawks are quite ready for what the Jets can do on defense. They're going to be very fired up to have Mike White back in the game. So you're going to get a super fired up Seahawks offense or Jets offense that's going to be capable of scoring like 23 points. They're going to be on their A game. So that's literally 23 points. The Jets A game, 23 points against that defense. 8-8 Jets. You think I'm being silly and shitty, but like, if you score 23 with that offense, with that defense, do you need to score more? No. So that's why I kind of like this Jets. If the Seahawks were still playing like they were at the beginning of the year, I'd pick the Seahawks at home. But with the way that the Jets are kind of going lately, and with the way the Seahawks are. All right, you ready to go on to Vikings and Packers? We have the Vikings. We've got the Packers. Huge game. Vikings need to win this game in case the Eagles lose and keep themselves alive, like weirdly in the 1 seed. The Packers have to win to keep themselves alive in the playoffs altogether. It's in Lambeau. Huge game with a lot of implications for either team. The Packers are 3-point favorites with an over-under of 48.5. Packers are picked by 55% of the experts with 45% on Minnesota. And it's kind of mixed up pretty good. I would say a little bit more Packers on the top experts there. Packers. Word. You know what? I got Big Kirk. I got Kirko Chains. I got J Jet. I got the boys coming through. And spoiling Mr. Rogers' Christmas. You're taking the home splits. Fair enough. Yep. I don't have a good reason why Minnesota's going to win other than I just want Green Bay to lose. Is that fair enough? It's my upset pick of the weekend, Vikings. Yeah, I understand why more people are leaning on the Packers in this one. But the Packers defense hasn't been exactly good this year, especially in the secondary position where Rasul Douglas and Jair Alexander, until last week, Jair Alexander has been awful. Like shitty. Like every Packers fan here would be like, yeah, it's been, yeah. You gotta admit, your secondary has been pretty bad. Like, especially Jair just didn't do anything until last week. He finally went, I guess it's time to play football. He's just like, well, Jair, where have you been all year? You've been getting burned all season with Rasul. So that's my major concern with the Vikings, or with the Dolphins or Packers heading into a game with the Vikings. Again, they did an okay job with Tyreek and Jalen. You think Jair is having? No one would agree with that. This is probably arguably his worst year as a pro. Arguably, you know, I don't really count rookie years, so. Especially for corners, unless they have like a really, 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 really good year, I don't really count it. It's like he's learning the NFL. Like, what are you taking away from his rookie year? That he got burnt by some good receivers? Yeah, welcome to the NFL. He can't fucking just foul him anymore. But yeah, no, if Green Bay is playing really well and running the ball well, they should be good. Gardner, yeah, I count Gardner's. I'd count like Jack Jones's. I'd count Marcus Jones's. I'd count Tariq Woolen's. Yeah, just if they have a rough rookie year, but they show promise, I'm like, that probably isn't much. Like, if you would have looked at Jeff Okudah's year and just went, he's a bust, he's having a good year this year. You know what I mean? Like, you know, corners eventually do come into their own, or they don't. It's, again, unless he just looks like complete fucking buns, or he's really good right away, then it's like, all right. Yeah, why wouldn't you count Gardner's Sauce Gardner? Tyler Goodson for no good reason for tomorrow's game. Defensive Player of the Year, Kyle Hamilton. Why would Kyle Hamilton win D-Roy? Well, Vikings aren't that great against the run, but again, so the Packers could win this game. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, but I'm going to stick with the Vikings as an upset pick this weekend. Mainly just because I don't know what the Packers defense, if it doesn't have like a shutout game again like it did against Miami. But then, you know, like, okay, so is this an unfair thing to say? Fell at work last night and now on bed rest, going to court for it. Oh, really? Oh, shit. Hopefully you're all right, Chase. Damn. That's not good. But, is this a fair sentiment? Despite the Dolphins giving the Packers 3 turnovers and a whole bunch of other stuff, and just kind of almost just gifting the game, being gifted the game by the Dolphins, they only won by 6 points, and that's, is that okay to be troubled by? I feel like if you get 3 interceptions in a row, you should win by more than 6 points. You know what I mean? Yeah, I understand that, but like, when the game happened, I understand a win's a win's a win. A win is always a win. But it was such a struggle win, despite the Dolphins literally just being like, just take the win. Take it. Like, you were like gifted like fucking 30 extra possessions in that game, and it feels like you guys just couldn't just blow. You should have blew them out. Like, it's just like one of them weird things where it's like, what the fuck is that? Like, I'm a little worried about that. That's my major concern with this game. I'm like, is the Packers offense good enough to compete in this one yet? Yeah, they beat the Dolphins, but the Dolphins defense is dog shit. It hasn't been good all year. Like, it literally just hasn't. If you can kind of run and kind of throw it, you can pretty much score on Miami. Look what the fucking Dolphins, look what Chicago did to them. Them motherfuckers can only run the football, and you know what they're gonna do. And they were like, we put up 30 against them. Detroit almost beat Miami. Like, you know what I mean? Like, their offense is, you should be able to score on Miami a little bit more effectively than what Green Bay did. And as much as they had the ball to only win by 6, I don't like that. I don't really like that. I don't think you can beat a team like Minnesota like that, especially if both defenses break down, then it becomes a shootout. Minnesota wins that running away. Like, it's just like, Green Bay's not keeping up in that one. And it's not a shot at Rodgers. It's just like, just kind of what I've been observing this year. They're a year away from being really good again, the Packers. Miami lost that game more than the Packers won it. What's up, Quan? And again, the Patriots lost game 1 more than the Dolphins won it, so it's, it's just something that happens. Like, you guys lost the game against the Lions more than the Lions. The Lions just kind of beat you guys up. Never mind. All right, let's move on, though. We spent a lot of time there. Happy New Year's, Quan. Happy New Year's. Hopefully you have a good one. We're almost getting to the end of the stream, though. Again, I probably won't be live for the ball drop or anything like that, mainly because, I'm going to go, do stuff and hang out. What, Ven? What's with the ... Have a good night, Ape. What, do we still want to talk about it? What's with the dots, Ven? Yeah, that comment I made about, like, what's with the offense. Yeah. But again, it's in Green Bay. It's Aaron Rodgers. It's fucking Kirk Cousins in, like, a weird game. Like, all the odds are pointing to you. I'm just introducing why I think the Vikings could win. I'll talk to you next year. Yeah, that's how I imagine, like, kids. That's how I imagine people, like, who make that joke, like, react after they make a joke. Like, fuck you. I'll fucking hit you. Yeah, you'll never catch me making that joke. But I'll never stream again until next year. I'll never stream again this year. Fucking got you guys, didn't I? You didn't even see that fucking coming, did you? Can't wait to see the Steelers versus Ravens game. Well, what a good... Oh, that's not a good transition. We're not at that game yet. Damn it. Rams and Chargers. Oh, great Baker Mayfield. Chargers are favored by 6.5 with an over-under of 41.5. What's up, fake scientist? You're good. It was almost a good transition. The Chargers are favored by 90% of the experts, with only 10% picking the Rams, and 2 people of the top experts on the Rams. Anyway. Chargers, Rams. Why do you got the Rams? Just like the idea of Baker Mayfield getting another win and winning out. Human team, the Patriots. What's yours? Mr. Scientist. Same? Yeah, there we go. This is a pro Patriots channel. Most of the people here don't like the Patriots, though. Hey, I appreciate the follow, man. Very kind, very cool. Good looking out. I just seen that pop up. I must have not been looking at the screen. But all right. So I see a lot more Chargers. That's probably the better pick because the Rams defense has been pretty hit and miss, but they've been playing pretty good the last few weeks. I wonder if Baker Mayfield coming in and kind of like revitalizing the team, kind of like bringing back up the spirits of what was a kind of dead football team at that point. I think their season might end. I think it depends on what happens with like 4 other teams. Like with the Commanders, Seahawks, Packers. Yeah, those 3. But yeah, mainly I don't know. I don't really know if I can trust the inconsistency of the Rams defense, and I don't know if the Chargers offense if the Rams offense is ready for a possible return of Joey Bosa. I don't think so, but if like the Packers and a bunch of other people win, then yeah, I think they're eliminated. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff. The Lions would need everybody basically to lose again. But if they lost. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of see the Chargers kind of being able to win this game. I think Bosa's back for this game, or at least he's been activated, so he could play in this game. Rams bad offensive line. Neither team is really home, so that's kind of irrelevant. So I'd imagine there'll be more Chargers fans. I don't know. Who really cares? This is an irrelevant game, mainly for pride. So. All right, Steelers and Ravens. This one actually has a lot on the line here. Steelers-Ravens, Sunday Night Football. The Ravens are 2.5-point favorites with an over-under at 35.5. 71% of the experts are on this Ravens, and only 29% are on the Steelers, which is a little surprising considering that Lamar is not playing, which is why you see more top experts picking the Steelers than you do Ravens here, despite the field taking the Ravens. I'm picking the Steelers. Mainly because I've watched this Ravens offense the last couple weeks without Lamar Jackson, and it is goddamn awful. Like, it's like, oh no, pay him. This could have been like best case scenario for Lamar, because now the Raiders team gets to see what their offense looks like without Lamar Jackson, and boy, oh boy, they suck. Like, they're 10-5, basically because their defense is playing like astronomically great football, but like barely. Dude, the Ravens just played the Falcons, who can't stop the run, and only scored 17 points. Like, dude, I'm pretty sure I could go for 100 yards on the Falcons right now. And the Ravens were fucking barely could do anything. I don't know. I just don't really like the Ravens offense, man. The Steelers defense can play, like, shut down a pass and make you one-dimensional. Then they can kind of key on the run a little bit. Steelers tend to play division games way better than most of the games they play in the season. I see this as a very low-scoring, like 13-15, like 13-16 win for the Steelers type game. He won't have that against the Steelers. Again, he played the Falcons and only had a decent game. You have to think about who he played. It was the Falcons. Can you name 3 players on the Falcons defense without looking it up right now? Can you name 2? Who are healthy and playing? You know what I mean? Like, it was like, yeah, Hundley had a good game against a bunch of nobodies. You got one. And Fowler, I think, was traded. I'm pretty sure Dante Fowler was actually traded in the offseason. Like, I'm like 80, I'm like it's like a 60% positive he was. That might have been somebody else, actually. Hold on. Yeah, you got 2. There you go. All right, you got 2. All right, kudos. Good job. Can you name a third? See, my third is because they have two good players on defense, and I was like, oh fuck, he's gonna be able to get 2 of them. If I would have kept the bar at 3, I win that battle. All right, basically, yeah. So that's, I don't know. Again, this was my big asterisk pick because I wasn't sure what the Ravens were going to have. And again, I just don't like what they have. You know, Huntley literally could barely beat the Falcons, and it was fucking, I don't know, barely could beat the Broncos. And again, the Broncos have a good defense, but like, I don't, it's like the offense was getting set up at like the 20-yard line all game, and they barely could do anything. Dude, it's like stuff like that where it's like, all right, when you're getting set up inside your own 40 consistently against by your defense, you gotta score. Can't just be relying on Tucker to win you all your games. But again, hey, Ravens are 10-5. The division's on the line, so you know they're going to be trying their ass off. Steelers have a chance at actually finishing 9-8 somehow. The magic of Mike Tomlin. So I'm going to stick with the Steelers. I understand if you want to go with the Ravens, probably a little bit of a smarter pick, but I don't know. I'm living a little dangerously. I'm already over 100 losses, so I don't care anymore. My pick'em record is like 137 and like 101. So I'm like, fuck it. Throw fire to the wind. Pick some crazy picks. All right, last game of the weekend. Last Monday Night Football game of the year. It'll be the Bills taking on the Bengals. And after this, we'll probably be wrapping the stream up pretty rapidly. Oh, wait, we're in the... What the fuck? Why are all the January 8th games? It's so annoying when it does that. Did they not have Monday Night Football up? Oh, there it is. Yeah, Bengals, Chiefs. Okay, anyway. Our Bengals, Bills. Bills are favored by 1.5 with an over-under of 49.5. 45% of the experts on the Bills, 55 on the Bengals. It looks like it's pretty even here on that first page there. So we have those two things to consider. I need Tomlin to stun on these hoes. Yeah, same here. That'd be hilarious if Tomlin wins that game. Bills with this. Yeah, I like the Bills in this game, mainly because I have a couple questions. Everyone says that the backup right tackle is better, and sure, I can rock with that. I can believe that. What happened to the Bengals offense in the second half against the Patriots? Where'd they go? Because literally it went like this, right? Tell me I'm wrong. The Bengals were moving the ball at will, scoring at will, had no problem moving the ball. Literally, the Patriots could not stop this team. They were running big chunks up the road, just big chunk runs, big chunk plays. That first half, the Patriots looked like they were about to lose that football game like 44-50, like 0. Then, right at the end of the half, unfortunately, very unfortunately, hopefully he recovers quickly, Lyle Collins tears his ACL and misses the rest of the game. So, what happens to the Bengals immediately? Their drive stalls, they get a field goal. That was the last points they scored in the game. 22. That was it. Their offense was dead, despondent. They couldn't move the ball. Burrow looked confused, rushed, pressured, very uncomfortable the rest of the game. We picked them off twice after that. Like, we were pretty much dominating that team the second they lost Lyle Collins. And again, everyone's like, Lyle isn't that good. But again, losing your right tackle, that's, I don't know. And then the guy comes in and all of a sudden the team falls apart and can't move the football. Fundamentally, like, just their offense broke. And I'm wondering, when you go play a Bills defense who's every bit as good as the Patriots, maybe even better at defense right now, they're going to replicate exactly what we did in that second half. And I wonder if that's going to be a thing that kind of like slumps out this Bengals offense. Because for the first time, I seen Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense look like they went like this. What? They look stumped. They looked like they did at the beginning of the year for that entire second half. And that was very confusing because I was like, what the fuck? What happened to Burrow? Dude was just having a killer first half and then just went. And I'm wondering if that has to do with Lyle Collins not being in the game. And again, everyone tells me the backup's better, but there was no evidence of that in that football game. Again, he's had all week to practice. They're a little bit more, timed up. Everything's a little bit better now, so they're maybe a little tighter. But again, playing a defense like the Bills, when you just lost one of your linemen and you struggled after the lineman went out of the game, I think there's a correlation and connection between everything. Because that's the only thing that changed in that game was Lyle Collins being in and then Lyle Collins being out. What else changed? Nothing. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, the Bills are also playing hot football. Their offense has been good the last few games. Their defense has been fired back up. So I like the Bills in to win this one. That would lock up the 1 seed for them and kind of end the AFC. Well, as if Kansas City wins, then goes to week 18. But the Bills would then be like front running to the 1 seed. It will be, Kenny. Hopefully it's a good year. But anyway, that's the end of the games for me tonight. That's pretty much the end of 2022 on this channel. Been a fun year, everybody, I would have to say. We hit the goal of what? We started the goal with the 8,000 sub goal. Let's see if we can hit 8,000, even though we were like unlikely. So now we have to kind of look forward to next year. Maybe we hit 9,000. Possible. I don't set lofty goals. It's pretty much the same channel goal year after year. Let's just get 1,000 more. So hopefully we can hit those goals, and hopefully we can get to those numbers. But again, thank you guys for a fun year. Hopefully you enjoyed the content for the last year. Hopefully it's not. We'll mix it up a little bit next year. Get a little bit back to the roots of things. Play a little bit more video games. Maybe bring back actually having people come on the channel. I think that'd be pretty fun and bring a little bit of a fresh element back onto the channel. Ugh. Now that YouTube is, I know how the demonetization and prioritization process works now. I know how not to get demonetized. You know how a bunch of people lost their monetization because YouTube put through a new policy. If you swear in the first 8 seconds of all your videos, you'll be demonetized. It's 8 to 15. Well, your boy don't swear for the first 2 minutes of a video generally. None of my videos got hit with that recent new monetization policy. 100% clean, baby. So now that I know how it all works, I'm a lot more confident letting people come on air. Yeah, you're in college, you graduated high school. It was a big year. It was a good big year for a lot of people. A lot of crazy shit happened this year. Hopefully everyone had a good year. It was, hopefully you're looking forward to a better year. I certainly am probably more toward the other side of just hopefully 2023 is a lot better. What new rule? Your video is completely demonetized if you say any cuss words other than like hell or damn in the first 15 seconds. It's not that big of a deal. But some people are acting like it's the end of YouTube. It's like, what? So you're mad that someone can't come on and be like, suck my motherfucking dick? Like, is that really what you're upset about? They can't open their videos with that or something? How many YouTubers do you watch where that's their first that are dropping some crazy shit like that 10 seconds in? Who the fuck actually is like, wait 15 seconds. Jesus, it's not that hard to swear. Yeah, EDP. Yeah, but he was kicked off the yeah, free EDP. He ain't do nothing except twice and probably a lot more. Anyway, free Young Thug. He ain't do nothing. He's being framed. The truth behind the Young Thug being framed is he said he was going to run for president in 2024 and make billionaires give money to poor people. And so that's why they locked him up. He was speaking too much truth to power. He's a political prisoner, to be honest. It's pretty gross that the government would do this to a young black man like Young Thug who makes positive contributions to his community. Fake RICO charges. Nah, his ass is doomed. So many people are snitching on this fucking dude. It's like, uh-oh. You shouldn't have let them people in your life, Young. You're Thug, you're fucked. They're fucking turning on that dude like a faucet, just ching ching. Here's a little bit of a deal. Here's a deal. Here's a deal. Here's a deal. It's just like, oh, I don't know. Anyway, like I said, though, it was a fun year, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the content. I appreciate everyone sticking around and watching everything all year. It was fun. Pretty much the same shit next year. Tomorrow we'll be live covering the Patriots, and then that'll probably be it. Again, this is the last week I'm down for with family and everything. I should be back up. Doing normal content stuff next Sunday. So like the 8th, I should be doing probably do a lot of games on week 18. And then of course the whole playoffs, because I'll be back in my normal situation, normal environment, no distractions outside of the stream. So, and we're definitely doing Monday Night Football. I literally, my head was I've covered so many bad games this year. I deserve to cover the Bengals and the Bills. You know what I mean? It feels like we deserve to get that one. So, all right. Well, guys. Saturday's games. Oh, on if I'm back up in my up in Mount Pleasant and everything. Yeah, that just depends on timing. Oh, yeah, it hasn't even been scheduled yet. Let's take a peek at week 18. Patriots, Bills. Ooh. Lions, Packers. Ooh. Ravens, Bengals. Ooh. Titans, Jags. Ooh. Jets, Dolphins. Look how many good matchups there are. Giants, Eagles. Nah. Browns, Steelers could have playoffs. Commanders, Cowboys. Probably the whole game for Monday night, to be honest. Oh, where the fuck did my stream go? There it is. Probably the whole game for this Monday night coming up, because it's a really good game. So, you know what my New Year's resolution will be? Starting streams on time. Or introducing a start screen, where I press start and mute the audio from my mic, and then just go live and come sit down, unmute it, and then start the stream that way. By the way, if you haven't left a like, consider leaving one on your way out. We did pretty good. We got 13. I appreciate that. Yeah, so should be whole games rest of the way through. All right. I think that's about it, guys. Again, I wasn't going to stay live through the dropping of the ball, so. All right, everyone. Have a good rest of your year. Have a happy, safe New Year. I'll see you guys next year. No. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully the Patriots can beat the Dolphins. I'm not 100% confident about that, but I'll hold hopes. Nope. See you next year, Kenny. See you next year. All right, everyone. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a good night. Go Lions, go Tigers, and of course, it's always go Patriots. Here's to a good 2023. Hurrah. All right, peace out, guys. Bye-bye. Jags. Yeah. Jags is like, I'll end my membership, dude. That was fucking terrible. Yeah, no, I won't. Trust me. I hate jokes like that, too. Is there anything real quick I want to see? I want to look at one thing real fast. Oh shit, Georgia has this as a 3-point game. All right, though. All right, guys, have a good one. Have a happy rest of the year. It's only 20 minutes left if you're on the East Coast. Crazy. All right, have a good one, guys. Peace out. Good night.